Obviously, when I'm on a DEX and I'm going to make an acquisition, purchase, whatever, sell, then I'm going by their pricing. But before I make it final, I look and see what's the rest of the market doing. That's going to show me the best, quickest answer to that. It's going to be on coinmarketcap.com. So that's what today's all about, is taking you on a basic walkthrough, coinmarketcap.com. And then tomorrow, of course, we're going to have our what is Bitcoin? What is it all about for the first hour at 3 Eastern. And then at 4 Eastern, we're going to start to understand a couple of the things on coinmarketcap.com, like market capitalization and coin supply and how that affects the price. So, but for today, we're going to be jamming through coinmarketcap.com. It's a great resource center. Everything you want to do, from watching price action to converting, doing the math on conversions from Ethereum to dollars or Bitcoin to Ripple, whatever. They have converters on here. There's calendars on here for airdrops that I'm going to show you, new coin offerings, ICOs, initial coin offerings. And there's a learning center that's called the Alexandria. And to me, it's an amazing crypto source. So we'll end with that. Right now, we're on the homepage. When you come to coinmarketcap.com, you're going to have some amazing information just without even changing the home screen. And one of them at the top is really important, is that all the cryptos that are available right now on the markets are 10,000 plus, 10,052 different cryptos. And this number is changing every day. Every day I look at that first and say, hey, what's being developed in the metaverse right now? And this morning it was at 10,034. So since this morning when I logged on, 18 cryptos have joined the marketplace. And that's amazing. It's up about 40% since we started doing this a few months back. Exchanges, that's at around 372 for quite some time. And just this last couple days, finally, they added 11 new exchanges. And that's a lot to do with the Binance Smart Chain and with Solana and the new things being built on that, I think. Market capitalization. There's a whole session tomorrow, like I said, at 4 o'clock Eastern on Market Cap. For now, know that the crypto markets, this number's been up to as high as $2.2 trillion. So you can get on here right away and get a pretty good gauge of if we're close to the all-time highs, if we're close to the ceiling of money in the crypto markets, or is money out right now. Well, to me, it looks like we're missing $600 billion. It's not missing, but it went somewhere else. So that to me is also a ceiling of growth that we could climb back to without very much resistance. 24-hour volume, that's going to show you the numbers, the US dollar converted trading volume in the last 24 hours in all exchanges, and that is $186.4 billion worth of cryptos just being slung around in the last 24 hours. So you can get all this information right at the top of the chart. How active is it? When we trade futures, you got to boot up your charts and do this and do that. And sometimes we get to the point where we're like, what's the volume on that candle? Well, what's the volume for the day? What's the average true range of these candles? Well, you can look at some 24-hour data and say, wow, it's up or it's down based on yesterday, if you're paying attention. Bitcoin's dominance and Ethereum's dominance in the market are right here. I kind of like that too. Bitcoin, we've seen this as high as, well, we've seen it way up there, but been watching it drop from 57% down to 39 and then bounced back to 43%. And Ethereum was at 19, almost 20% market dominance and kind of hanging out right around there. And that's the top of the page. The Ethereum gas fees, those are the fluctuating gas fees, and they try to keep those up to speed for you. And we're going to talk more about gas fees down the road, especially as we get up to speed on the Etherscan website we visited in the last hour. Okay, what are we looking at next? Well, right across the top of the board, you can categorize what you're looking at either by different things, and you can hit categories to see kind of what some of those things are, or you can categorize any column by clicking one of these top drop down or the top features. So if I click who's got the most circulating supply, it'll categorize by that. If I click by volume in the day, it'll categorize market cap or who has the biggest fully diluted market cap. It's going to categorize each row. So what I like to do is come here and I like to say what's been going on this week. All right, so this is, if that's the best that we've done all week, and these are all stable coins, the Tether US dollar, the Paxos Standard, the True USD. So everything else is red for the week. That's what I get out of that. Only stable coins, and not even all of them, are the things that were green in the last 7 days. So that's not a very good sign. So in 24 hours, though, has there been any recovery? And you can see a couple things have bounced back in the last 24 hours, maybe even 48, but still recovering from a heavy 7-day downtrend, a bear market.
So it's only down about 42% now, huh?
42%, that sounds about right.
Roughly.
And we mentioned some of the coins coming back up today. What are they going to be doing? It's nice to see that right away. We were talking about Holochain, something that decentralized apps are being and applications are being built on top of Holochain. So someone's doing business with Holochain to pull it back, and a lot of coins have made a slight recovery for different reasons, but for the most part, the market is still bearish, kind of like we said it was. Looking to make some more all-time highs, then you're looking for the main coins, which you can search by clicking on cryptocurrencies by ranking, and they'll come up by market capitalization, okay? And Bitcoin, of course, will be at the top. Bitcoin's been up to $1 trillion in market capitalization, which is out to the right, and it currently only sits at only sits at $790 billion, 0.7. And you can see that the market cap right now is actually less than the fully diluted market cap because there's still coins to be mined. And right out here, it shows that circulating supply, and it shows like a slider of it. If you click on this eye, that we're 89% of the Bitcoin's max supply is currently circulating. So a lot of information just from looking at that right there. Click on that first currency, you're going to get all kinds of data to look at. It's going to change everything for you. And this is going to be all about Bitcoin right here, which we're going to do tomorrow at 3 p.m. at Futures Networks live, FNL Crypto. We're going to do all about Bitcoin. Just, heck is it? What's blockchain? What's a node? What's up with this #1 ranked coin? How did $1 trillion make it in there at some point? That's what we want to know. And if you come to this on Coinmarketcap, you can stay here and get a lot of information, or you can click right here under and click on the link that goes to their website. And this will take me out of here straight to bitcoin.org, and I can learn a lot about Bitcoin, and most likely we'll do that tomorrow as a group. You can also go to Bitcoin's white paper and see how it was formatted. That's for you Cody guys. This is a pretty neat thing to go in and take a look. It's not going to show you the code, but go in and get the thought process, the business plan behind Bitcoin. That's what the white paper is going to show you. It's going to give some tags, groups that belong to Bitcoin, which cool thing is basically everything belongs to mainnet Bitcoin. Your tags for this, proof of work, you're going to have all kinds of stuff. Binance Labs portfolio. This is the most tags I've ever seen. I'm reading them as you're reading them. Multi-coin capital portfolio. So that's a lot of tags. Mineable, that's a tag. So store of value, that's a tag. Tags are just like hashtags. They're little things that help tie the algorithms, tie them all together. So when you're looking for all the other proof of work coins, you can click on the proof of work tag, and the top proof of work tokens by market cap are going to be listed here. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, ETH Classic, Monero. You know, when you're reading this, you're reading a lot of the original coins. You can see a lot of the history of crypto, and when you're reading these, the ex-digital notes. And these are all things just with that tag of being proof of work. So we could click on smart contracts and see all the companies that work with smart contracts, which is something that's making blockchain even more efficient, is smart contracts. And now these names seem to be stuff that you see more in the top front runners here as of late. You got Cardano on there and Chainlink. Lori, there's your Stellar Lumens. VeChain, we were just talking about. There's your EOS, Alex, and all
It's
of
down like
these.
63%.
EOS is down 63%.
Yeah.
Well, that's like almost a Fibonacci. That's just over a Fibonacci level of retracement. So maybe that makes it a good buy.
Might not be bad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it really does. Anyway, so those are all the by smart contracts. So these are neat. You can go back here. Go back out of here to go back. And that's the tags. Now these tags I just clicked on were the tags that came under Ethereum. Okay. And I'm going to find those back, like I said, underneath ranking the coins, all the coins in order. You know, if you're new to cryptocurrencies, I recommend maybe you take some time going through each coin in the top 10 and understanding how, maybe how, and why they've reached over $50 billion in market capitalization. And so while we're talking about what that means comparatively, that $50 billion, I like to come back up here under the cryptocurrencies and notice that coinmarketcap.com has put some neat features in here that help you either search through them or compare them to other things quickly. And one of those things that I like is company rankings. I think it's important to think of cryptocurrencies as companies. And I love to watch how they do compared to some of the other companies. And here you have some of your other top companies, the top companies by market cap. And you can see Apple's up there right now sitting where Bitcoin was recently at 2.1 billion, or I'm sorry, yeah, $2.1 trillion. Microsoft on its tails at just about $1.9 trillion. So that's a lot of money. Amazon, 1.6 trillion. Alphabet, 1.6 trillion roughly. And so Alphabet has two companies. Does that mean they're both at 1.6? Well, that puts them in the lead, right? Because that together looks like 3.2 trillion to me. Alphabet is Google. And then number 6 right now is Facebook. That means it traded places probably with number 7. So Facebook comes in at 929 billion. And right behind it is Bitcoin at 702 billion. So Bitcoin is listed in the biggest companies and assets in the world by market cap. Okay, so it's not versus, but it's in that list as far as by the money, and it sits at number 7 right now. If we continue to scroll down this list, you're only going to see a couple other cryptocurrencies that made the list, like Ethereum will be somewhere in here at number 31. It's been in the top 20, but as we know, it's been going through a little pullback and currently sits at 294 billion. Sits ahead of a lot of big companies, ExxonMobil, Coca-Cola, Intel, Toyota. So Ethereum's a big deal. The reason why is because as Nike wants to build collectible tokens on Ethereum's blockchain, then both Nike and Ethereum will have an opportunity to move up the scale. Sounds like to me. All right, so back to this cryptocurrencies. There's lots of good stuff under here. You can go straight to looking at gainers and losers. Now, just keep in mind that's going to tie together all of the 10,054 coins and tokens. So if you don't mind seeing all of those, which you can see, you're not going to recognize some of these. The number one gainer whose trading volume in the last 24 hours was 204,000 is the Doja token that went, looks like, up 372,000%. So if you were an early adopter of this Doja token and were able to find someone to buy it, I guess you did really good. But that's why I said don't worry about this like complete list. I mean, if you can scan this and look for things you recognize, good for you. Just go to the ranking. Now you have the top 100 on the first page. Let me go way down here. So it's going to give me the top 100, and I can go between up all the way up to the number 300, or heck, if I just want to stay in the top 20% or whatever, top 5% of these 10,000, right? And I can come up as far as high as I want to. So come back up here and search on each page. So I'm in the top 100 coins. That's where I search by how's everything doing here, both today. Is there a discount on some of these top 100 coins? Yeah, coin number 68 is giving me a 19% pullback. Maybe I go study and do my due diligence on Rebane and figure out that's something I want. Maybe it's something I put on my watch list, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So that's one way to look, and then you can come down. So these are the top 100 coins, and maybe I'm not seeing anything I like, but I go down deeper, another page. Click on page 2, and now that's going to rank the page 2 coins the same way. I can see on the from 101 to 200 coins that ranked 133. Prometheus is up 50.1% in the last 24 hours. It's been down 11 for the week, but that's still in the top 200. You got to set your threshold for where are you watching these coins. So a lot of these coins you will recognize. Some of them we own now and have owned before. And you can flip this and search like, well, I want to buy some of these coins that are, see if they're pulled back more than the top 100 coins. And there you go. Just search each page the same way. And that's how you'll stay in the top whatever coins you set as your threshold to invest in. If you want to stay in the top 500, the top 1,000, the top 20% gives you 2,000 coins to choose from. So you got 20 pages worth to cycle through.
So we need to know all this just to do trade or, buy a crypto coin?
Do you need to know all this to buy a cryptocurrency or a coin? The simple answer to your question, Alex, is no. You don't need to know all this to buy something. So you don't need to know anything about anything to buy it. You just have to exchange your money for something. So if you'd like to just buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these cryptocurrencies, that's very easy to do. And one way you could do that is on this next session called exchanges. And you can click as simple as, you know what? I don't need all these analytics. I don't need technical analysis, fundamental analysis. I just need to know where to buy these coins. So if it's your first time buying Bitcoin, new to crypto, here's a guide. It's going to show you companies, for me, because it knows where I'm at, based in US dollars. It gives me access to Coinbase, Kraken, Binance.us, Exmo is the United Kingdom. Okay, Gemini. There we go. So from Gemini, Kraken, Coinbase, those are 3 of the 4 major decentralized exchanges that I currently use. And I found that information on Coinmarketcap, that I was able to use fiat currency to trade there. And through Coinmarketcap, I found out Coinbase is a San Francisco-based company. And Bittrex is a Seattle, Washington-based company. It's also on this list, I think, if we extend this list. So if I just want to buy Bitcoin, tell me how I can do that. Simple answer on buying Bitcoin is you can buy Bitcoin through, I don't know, PayPal. That's the easy way to buy Bitcoin, or a Cash App. Another way to buy it on your phone right now would be Cash App or Bitcoin. And when you are going to buy it, you're going to either use debit card or wire transfer money in is the most common ways. So some have advantages.
That's assuming you don't use PayPal, right?
Or PayPal would be another way to buy your Bitcoin, right? These are traditional ways. I think these are the ways to do it through the exchanges I listed up above. So PayPal is an even easier way to do it right now if you're familiar with PayPal. And look, for first several years, it was not possible to buy Bitcoin or any of the other early cryptos with a credit card, debit card, or with third-party payment processors like PayPal. But because it's possible to reverse those transactions. And since a
Ah,
blockchain transfer cannot be reversed, it would have been possible to pay, receive the crypto, transfer it off the exchange, and then reverse the payment. This meant that for years, the price of BTC and all crypto was supported by real money with no borrowing. Therefore, until quite recently, it was only possible to get Bitcoins from an exchange, whether with either a local bank transfer or a wire transfer. Okay.
okay. Okay.
But now
So you, so you
you
probably
can
don't want to do it through that now, right?
There
Well,
you
now
go.
you can use PayPal, and now you can use these exchanges and wire your money or use your debit card through a decentralized exchange.
And they're all just as safe.
I can't vouch for all of their security, but they all meet the standards allowed by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Okay.
That's why they're accessible to United States residents. The
Hey, Alex.
companies, go ahead, David.
Chris, Alex, before you go buy anything through PayPal, you ought to check out the reviews on what it costs, okay? Because, it's real easy to do, but guess what? You're paying for that ease of the transaction. Anyway, but Coinbase, Kraken those two are the highest rated, and both of them have insurance too. So that's something to think about.
With credit cards, you're saying? Yeah.
Well, they insure your money in your account. I think it's up to $1 million.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, I would say that would be something I'd be concerned about. Yeah.
Well, the first million anyway, okay?
Right. Right. That's pretty good though, 'cause, since the bank's FDIC, you have an account there only covers 250,000.
Yep. Yep. So anyway,
Another good thing too, Alex, though, I mean, this is a great place to read through if you're thinking
It
of
looks like it.
if you're
I
thinking of
actually,
investing.
yeah, I actually have that open right now.
Okay.
So,
Good deal. And that's a great answer. I mean, that's to me, that's the safest way to educate Alex on what he should be getting involved in. The rest of us, if we went back up to our decentralized exchanges, it's going to list out the ranking of those exchanges. Now, United States residents don't have access or aren't supposed to be using all of these. So that other list kind of helps you out. And of course, on FNL Crypto, we'll have a list put together with a link to go to each of the exchanges that we have access to. We're just working on making sure that list is tight and that they're the things that we want to put up on there. But yeah, just click on exchanges and you'll get all of them right here. If you go to the top and just click all the spot exchanges, okay, this is going to rank them for you by market cap.
oh yeah.
And on this page, we see that Coinbase was one of the ones that was on the other list for US residents. So it's ranked number 3 globally. And it's usable for, some European places, England, United States, it's out of San Francisco, like we said. I think Kraken is out of San Francisco as well, if I'm not mistaken. We're supposed to be checking into gate.io, and you can see out here there's no information on the fiat supported, which means there might not be any. Binance US, haven't had the best of reviews on Binance.us, but it is usable. And then Gemini and Bittrex 14 and 15th are two of the ones that some of our members are using. We like Bittrex because of it's a simple trader interface. I would say Gemini really is too. You can't go wrong with any of them. It's going to be about preference. And then we'll have little classes to help people navigate the ones that you do use. You only need to use one, especially if you're using Coinbase. You're going to have access to all the coins that have been through the ringer for the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. And they're going to say, these are the ones you're allowed to trade, American. So you're real safe with Coinbase Pro, I think. But if you're looking outside the box, scan this. And the nice thing about this list is you can click on a few and say, well, and see how they're different. I know eToro has a big United States platform. I'm not sure if that's eToro X. CoinList Pro is out of San Francisco. if you'd rather belong to something smaller. I don't know. I don't know how that would benefit you, but it's possible. Maybe you like to stay local. Anyways, tons of them. If there's an exchange, which there's 383 of them, they're going to be listed in here, and you can find them here. And then the people that are doing I think the derivatives, is this the trading the futures and all that jazz? Yeah, 37 different futures. I know the one that we have, I think that does derivatives is Kraken. So you can trade futures on Kraken. I noticed you can trade futures on NinjaTrader. That's not on this list, but that's more of a broker than an exchange, I guess. I don't know. But this is a major decentralized derivative exchanges. So FTX we can't use yet, but it seems to be a big one. And then of course Binance. If they ever get us access to Binance, there really won't be much more to look at, I don't think. NFTs we talked about in our earlier session, non-fungible tokens, but you can find a list of the collections for non-fungible tokens right here. And CryptoPunks being one of them, built on the ERC, or is that ERC? Yeah, I think so. So this is interesting for those of you that want to know more, looking for something to do with your money, bored with your money. And then portfolio is interesting. You can build a portfolio. This is going to show you a mocked up portfolio. We did at one time buy these things and put them into Bittrex and input them into Coinmarketcap, but none of the sales and transfers from there are inputted in. So it's just to see how the information works. But you can build your own portfolio, and you can get some charting tools to give you a good screenshot, a quick look at how your portfolio is doing over 24 hours, over the whole time you've had it, and 90 days. Give you a pie chart on the percentage of your assets that you're holding, and give you some statistics of your performers that you're currently holding or whatever. It'll list all your transactions if you do come in here. So you can go in here as a reference point and go back and say, okay, oh yeah, I bought that at this price at 18.16. Okay, that makes sense. So everything that you do can be tracked in this portfolio. The only negatives I see on it is that you do have to manually input the information. It'd be nice to have some kind of API that communicated like they have at CryptoWatch.com that communicates. And I'm sure that'll happen down the road. And maybe it won't happen with Coinmarketcap.com. Maybe they're trying to stay clear of receiving users' data, maybe for liability. Who knows? Maybe they just aren't there yet. Watch lists are awesome. And because you can set up your own, these come with alerts. You can get alerts from your watch list that you have. And we have an FNL Crypto 50, just our main watch list. So it's kind of been evolving like the S&P 500, the bottom 10%. If someone hasn't been performing, or we found out that we were excited about something we shouldn't be excited about, it's bumped off the list, and something that's worth being excited about has moved. 50 coins is not a lot when you're talking about 10,054. So we're not even inside the 10,000. We also have 100, or I'm sorry, in the top 100, those that are mid-cap movers, mid-cap makers is what this next list is. So they're just things that if you were to get in on them early enough, and of course we've had this list up for a month, that you probably would be happy with the performance of this coin over time. We chose that because they were currently mid-cap coins, which is something, again, we're talking about tomorrow, is in our capitalized session at 4 p.m. Eastern. How does this market cap stuff work, and what should we be looking at? So Polygon's actually moving into the large cap as it breached 10 billion. So we kind of consider the mid cap the ones between like $1 billion and 9.9 billion. That's your mid cap coins. Okay, we say 1 in 10 billion. So Polygon's actually going to be bumping off this list, which makes sense. It's a top 20 coin. It's a layer 2. Companies are building with Polygon on the Ethereum blockchain. And we've seen a lot more into circulating supply as of late. Filecoin, Also one of our mid-cap movers. That one's all the way in circulation. It's been on the list a long time. And this is just great coins. They're all now, some of these at the bottom, look at this, reserve rights. It's not quite to $1 billion, but it is coin number 111. It's on its way up, and we were keeping an eye on it. And so I guess that's the only rookie on the list. Anchor barely makes it in, but Anchor's a piece of a lot of things and has a ways to go on the movement. So that's number 96. I wouldn't see it slipping past 96, only go in the right direction.
Hey, Chris, I got Anchor recently. I thought was going to be a platinum entry. It was. I had put that like 2 months ago.
Oh,
remember?
Yes, I do.
When it was at like 16 or something.
You said a limit order.
16. I put a limit order at like 11 cents, and then we had that huge drop, and I forgot about it. I honestly, dude, I forgot about it. Totally forgot about
it. They're good till canceled.
Good till canceled. So I'm in Anchor. Here we go.
That's awesome.
Only up.
And you got a good price on Anchor. It's been up to 22 cents. It's going to go back there as the market's correcting because it's tied. It's tied to a lot of things. Awesome. That's really good. So these watch lists are helping people. Filecoin's another one. I know we're almost back to your entry, which is nice because when the market pulls back, if it's only going to pull back to our original entry, then we're doing pretty good on those original entries.
We're doing real good.
Yeah. And that's how Anchor worked for me as well.
Yeah.
All right. The only other big one, and this one's also going to be found now. We've embed links to these all on the FNL CRYPTO.live. And so you can come and get those last two watch lists and the DeFi 25 watch list. The link is right there on FNL CRYPTO.live. So check that out. But here's the DeFi 25. These are all the coins involved in decentralized finance, and they're all just killers. They're just cold-blooded killers. And so some of them are new. Just look at the number to the left right away to know if you're looking at a new coin. Remember, this one is in the top 27% of all coins. So that's the furthest one out. 26, 25. Here we go. Top 12.7% coins and up from right here. And if you want to stay in the top 10%, stay above Razor. That's all about your threshold for risk on the things that are young. You look at these last three, they don't even have the market cap information or the circulating supply. That to me, that's still a red flag at this point in my investing abilities. If you can get in on an airdrop and an IDO and you like the connections of these companies, which you'll find through coinmarketcap.com, you'll find how this is connected and be able to make a decision on it. But make sure you do that before you say, oh, I like the way this is pulled back. I'm going to grab some of this when I find it. But these other ones, hey, they're in the top 10%. So there's some baby. And look at Razor with tons left, and it's only 7.44 in circulating supply. We got Just Finance as a TRC20 token at 22%. Great discounts. Kava, a little bit of recovery. Now, all that's out in circulating supply, but we know we can stake Kava on Kraken for 20%. So it's a popular guy right now. 1 inch, not making a very steady recovery. Probably something to do with how it got snatched up with only 167,000 or 167 million. But I don't think it's done quite yet. Hopefully it recovers. I have my limit order to sell at 1 inch at 924. It's going to take a lot to get it up there. This is our DeFi list, and then these other two lists are just fun things you can do. I'm going to delete these lists, so we're not going to go through them, but I just made a new list of things I wanted to go check out. So how do I do that? I would come over and I would make a new list. So I can click on this and make a new watch list. I can name that watch list the Coinmarketcap demo watch list. And then I can say FNL Crypto demos coins on cmc.com. All right. And then we're going to make it public. And I can copy that and put it in the chat for my friends and create a watch list. Now there's nothing on my watch list, so I'm going to add a coin and I can type it in. So first coin I want to add is, oh, Rob's here, so we'll add rope.
Oops. Sorry.
We'll add the rope token, and that's our first coin on the watch list, and we'll go over that one some other time. It's only run number 3099. So we got a ways to go on that Solana token. And if now that I have a watch list started, I can go in and I can share it with people, make sure it's public or not public. If I'm like, oh, I don't want to share my rope, I don't want to drop the rope or the soap. Okay, or I can share it, and then I can add coins right here by just clicking on add coin and do it over and over again. So every time I add, it should say select 2 coins. I want to add Ethereum. Yep. Select 2 coins. I'm going to add another coin. I'm going to add Cardano. Select 3 coins. Or I can do a couple at a time. I'm going to add Solana. Click it. Delete it. I'm going to add H bar. Oh, no, I can't add more than 1. That's not fair. They lied to me.
Is that a little guy
There it is.
holding a minnow, Rob?
No, that's a big pig. That's a huge fish, dude. What are you talking about?
Little tiny guy.
Alex?
That's a leprechaun holding a minnow.
That's what I was thinking.
So there you go. That's how you can build your watch list, and then you can
It blows them
duplicate
up
it.
to make them look big.
So you
Yeah,
can-
That's what I thought. Yeah.
all right.
If you want to edit an original watch list, just duplicate it. And if you're done with one,
Hey, Chris, these watch lists are a real good way to keep an eye on coins that you run across. You're like, this sounds really good.
does.
But you want to keep it in one place because it's really hard unless you're like some Excel geek, to where you love spreadsheets and you love doing that, analyzing data on spreadsheets, that type of thing.
Mhm.
This is a really visual way where you can keep an eye on, and you can make different subcategories just like you're doing. Like, I really want to look at the DeFi space, and over the next 3 months, let me focus on DeFi, and, with Chris's help, and, I can pick some coins in the DeFi space that interest me. And then when the chart looks good, I can put in some disposable income into those.
You know what, Rob? That's a good point. Look how this can work too. Let me go. I'm into my DeFi watch list. Let me just click on one. Let me click on Maker, and then Maker's going to have a DeFi tag. Watch this.
Perfect.
Ready for this?
Mhm.
All the DeFis are going to come in here. So everything on CoinMarketCap that has a finger in the DeFi space, it may not be straight decentralized finance applications that this coin does, but they participate in those DeFi protocols. And you're going to see a lot of coins do that. If I come all the way to the bottom of this page, we're talking 383 total coins. So we got 4 pages worth that are considered part of the DeFi ecosystem or underneath the DeFi tag.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. Now, as
Well,
you're coming across news articles, you pull them out. Say, I want.
One of the
Pay for
reasons
it.
why I work with Dean is so I can stay organized. Dean and I have worked together for quite a while, and he helps me stay organized. Well, guess what this does on my CoinMarketCap on my watch list? Helps me stay organized. Otherwise, my head just spins with all this. And I can't remember I can't remember what I was. So this way, now I can say, yeah, this looks good.
Yeah.
And I can follow it, and I can compare it to other ones. And they put it in nice things like, wow, look at this one. What a great spot for a discount. Typically, I like to see red on my last 7 days, not green. Now, I'm doing that because typically they're in a lot of times when they're in a watch list, I don't own them. So do I want to buy something that's been green the last 7 days? Probably not. I probably want to look for actually something that's red because it's been coming down. It's giving me a discount. We get excited when we see green, right? We do. We get excited. But if you don't own it, well, does it really matter?
I haven't bought anything green.
Right?
That's
It's
one
true,
thing
though.
we just don't
It's a
do.
mentality. It's a mentality. It's a mentality that most people just don't get it, or they don't want to get it, or they, up only, green, up only. That's the only thing I want to think about. So this is a great way, folks, for you to organize your crypto, your watch list. I mean, it is exactly what it says it is. It's a watch list. And then when you see it get to a point, you're ready to buy, and you're ready. And because of your trading experience, you know what to look for. You know where you want your price. You feel confident getting
That's
in.
a good segue, Rob, to what I can do on this next. Let's say I'm looking at I just want the biggest loser over the last 7 days on my DeFi tokens. So here I am, top DeFi. Who's the loser? Okay, Terra Luna. I want to know about Terra Luna. I want to buy it even. Let's just say I want to buy it. Okay. I'm going to go website, white paper, everything about Terra Luna. I can get some quick tags, part of the Cosmos ecosystem. Cool. Store values, payment system. There's a bunch of other tags, relationships that it's part of. I recognize a lot of these. There's Solana ecosystem. Cool. Loving it. Currently down, let's see, I can go look at the current markets that trade the Luna coin, which is a lot of them. So that's going to equate to a lot of volume and liquidity, which I can also see the volume traded in Luna in the last 24 hours here is almost $1 billion worth. So that's a couple of things. I can get the historical data and get the high, low, open, and close of every day since Luna's existence here. That's something we haven't done yet. And then I can say which wallets can I hold Luna in. And this isn't maybe all of them, but this is the recommended ones that have been found. Trust Wallet, Trezor, Ledger, Terra wallets, the Math wallet. And then of course, highly recommended that one of the best things Coinmarketcap does is it provides news sources on the currencies themselves. So if anything's been published about Terra, which 6 days ago, Terra had something published, Lego and Disney veteran joins digital collectibles platform Terra. All right, Terra Virtua. So there's Terra in the news. So you can go, if you're a Disney fan and you're a Terra fan, you have a nice little bathroom read on your hands. And then, did he just say that? He did. And then Binance, BNB, we talked about that in the earlier session, launches Terra Virtua, the TBK staking program with ultra high APY. So Terra's doing some things right now. And mapping out Terra's ecosystem is something that's here. This, if it has this Coinmarketcap, it makes it a Coinmarketcap. There's no picture to go with it. That's just an in-stock article, but it'll tell you who wrote the article, Crypto Slate, Be in Crypto, and this one's on the block. Okay, there's a quick look at that article. You can read the full article at the block. So Coinmarketcap's not afraid to lose you outside of their website. They give you an opportunity to go read these full articles. And you can see there's the one on the block. Okay, mapping out Terra's ecosystem. Lots of information. If I'm looking to get in on Terra right now, I have information right now, which is what I think is really cool. So I can go back a page and look at this news. If I click on one of these, same thing. Let's see what this Terra thing is about. It takes me to Cointelegraph. So I love a website that's not afraid to let you get out of their website and get to other websites. That keeps me coming back instead of trying to lock me in. I think I'm out of the website.
You mean like we do to people? We try to keep people on our website? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
socials.
kidding.
Speaking of socials, don't forget to
there you go.
Let Rob or Ladine know about your wanting to attend some part of the Texas social that we're having next week.
Or Arizona.
Or Arizona.
It's a mini social that we're going to be having on Sunday night.
Oh, right? Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, Sunday night. That's right.
Yeah, Sunday night. Yeah, we have a mini social on Sunday night.
Get together. We have to pick the spot, but plan on around 5 o'clock Sunday, guys. Well, I know for Ken's going to be in church still, but the rest of you guys.
May 30th.
Ken's going to be in church still.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, have you been working out lately?
Oh yeah, dude, I've been lifting like you would not believe.
I was going to say, you're going to have to catching them big Texas bass. It's not like those little California ones. You're going to have
I'm telling you, dude.
Be ready for that.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, but you know what? The last, I think 10 largest bass have been caught in California. So there's that.
Japan?
No, California. No, the world record came from Japan, but
everything's bigger in Texas though. So.
Yeah.
That's right.
But don't worry, Ken. I'm used to catching big bass, so we'll see what happens.
I haven't been there in a while. I bet
so really, the world record originally was caught in Alabama, like in 40 something. How many times has it been beaten?
Not very many. Like only 3 times.
Oh. Yeah. Where's the biggest one from? Do you know?
Japan right now.
Wow.
From Biwa, Lake Biwa. Yep. Huge lake. I mean, huge. So
now, can I find that somewhere on CoinMarketCap.com?
Well, you know what? Yeah. We were talking about some sort of bass coin. I was actually talking about a bass coin.
You could make collectible bass NFTs. When you catch a fish, you get it turned into a non-fungible token, and that's how that works. It's really easy.
You know what? That would be good for people who catch
It would eliminate fish stories.
It would eliminate fish stories. Oh my gosh, we may have found our hook.
You guys listening? CoinMarketCap.com.
This is eliminate fish stories.
I don't think that's possible.
To
a
create,
bass
right?
NFT.
It's not going to catch on because all the bass guys want to have their fish stories. And
Listen,
like,
I know it sounds fishy, but it may
no, I'm
take
serious.
place.
I mean, we're going to talk about this, Chris. So
I know we'll scale in.
we'll scale in. We'll scale in. I've got some people that catch really big bass and they can start it off. Paul Bailey is one of the, he was part of the Big Bait Posse. He's a guy I know up at Clear Lake. He is into crypto. He and I are part of a couple of crypto forums on Facebook. We've been talking crypto for a couple of years. He had all his money locked up at Binance for a while, and it was just a pain in the ass. And we talked about it a little bit, and he might be coming over and checking us out. But he's the kind of guy that would be like, yeah, dude. And he catches the biggest bass in California, typically, consistently. So I've got some hooks in that arena to where, Chris, we could actually talk about.
It sounds like a legitimate
Big bass
honest
NFT.
thing. I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't have a big fish NFT, then we don't care. You didn't catch that fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't go through the protocol. Any real fisherman catches their fish with NFTs.
So I've got people that we could consult with who understand crypto.
All right. Well, I love it. Well, listen, we're about to wrap this up. What I will end with, now that you know about watch list, is there's 3 more tabs on here. We'll do a part 2 to this because you got your ICO calendars and your free airdrops and your events calendar. And it's kind of important to know what you're looking at in those 3 categories. Your products that make Coinmarketcap.com unique that they're giving you here is for enterprise solutions like us, FNL CRYPTO.live. We're going to use some of their site widgets so we can track our coins, and we also have the crypto converter that's up here. They have that in widget form, so we can have a crypto converter tab, which we do or did, and it'll be activated again as we're revamping that part of our website. But they're just giving this stuff away. They want you guys to connect with them. And there's a jobs board there too. I'm surprised I haven't gone there yet. I have actually, not for me, just to see what kind of jobs do they offer. Like, what do you do there? And it's pretty interesting.
I've actually been perusing those because when I've been going through coins, I've been looking, and when I've gone to their website, I see what careers they have to offer. Pretty interesting.
All the coins,
pretty interesting. Yeah. A lot of engineers, obviously, a lot of software engineers. But there's a lot of opportunities in this space for people who are smart. Not people like me, just talk a good game. No, but there are opportunities for people like that, for myself as well. There are all kinds of opportunities, folks. We're not trying to sell opportunities, but what we're trying to do is sell an emerging market that I want to be a part of. That's all. I want to be a part of it. And the more education I have and the more, I can learn about it, then I think in the long run, I'll benefit from it. So
I think that, this is a big thing too, to wrap up the Coinmarketcap, is you can go to their mobile app, which I use and I like it a lot. And it keeps all this data, keeps you connected all the time. It syncs between the different platforms. You don't have to go back and forth and looking at, I don't go into Bittrex and Coinbase and look at them until I've been to CoinMarketCap. I go there first and get the information. And then, it's just keeping you up to date with everything. You can keep track of your investments when you build that portfolio in the portfolio builder we talked about. You have your watch list and create custom alerts. There's the crypto converter that we talked about. So when you're ready to buy things in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can make quick decisions and convert to the currency that you're used to, the US dollar. So your brain works and you're not like, I don't understand what 0.0004134 equals. And then of course you can just do your comparisons on charts. Look at this. There's a Bitcoin and a compound comparison going on. That's pretty neat.
Chris, let me ask you this: if I didn't know very much about crypto, and I wanted to learn about it, and I'm not trying to become an expert, but I want to be able to talk knowledgeably about it. How many hours a week do you think I should dedicate to learning a new skill / whatever? How many hours a week do you think would be ideal?
Well, just regular people, Rob.
I'm talking to regular people there, David.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to make progress at anything, they say if you're going to pick up a guitar and learn to play it, you have to pick it up for 30 minutes a day, or you're just wasting your time. So imagine spending 30 minutes to an hour a day, minimum. And that's not a lot. That's any new thing you're getting involved in. Now, that doesn't mean if I want to know about Ethereum, I spend an hour a day learning about Ethereum. I don't think that's going to get you down any any path you want to get down to. But if you spend an hour a day just going through some of these learning products out here for now, at the end of our list, like Alexandria, where we started, we brought it back full circle. Alexandria, they have a glossary of terms, so you can listen to our live sessions and know what we're talking about. Go, he just said something. What was that called again? What was that? Did he say blockchain?
So you do 2 hours a day,
3
and 3 hours a day. And if we had recorded sessions where people could come watch them anytime, they could possibly have a path to learn about crypto and be comfortable in the space and be able to talk somewhat intelligently with their wannabe crypto friends. So FNL could provide that, couldn't they?
Absolutely. Right now we're leaning on things like Coinmarketcap.com because they've done such a good job with their neutrality of bringing information to a central location. And you're going to get your crypto basics here, your glossary of terminology. You're going to get deep dives into things if you want to, and you can get into just the coin specific type stuff where you're.
Yeah, but I don't want to go there, Chris. I don't want to go there. I just want to listen to you for 30 minutes a day, and then maybe I'll spend 15 minutes going to this kind of stuff.
All right.
How's that? Can I do that? Could I learn crypto by doing that?
I think so. If you came to the right 30 minutes per day. So if you look at what we're doing,
you guys, I'm setting Chris up here. You guys.
No, it's good. I mean, when we get back from the social, this is what we've been working on this week.
This is what we've been working on. Yep.
Is a chance for you to do that. So remember, tomorrow, come on back. Tonight we did our Coinmarketcap demo. We went deep into tokens and coins for almost 2 hours today, it felt like. Tomorrow we're doing a deep dive on Bitcoin. We're going to talk about market cap and supply and the things that help us get excited about these coins and not excited maybe. And then of course, we're going to revisit those watch lists and start talking about coins as individuals as we reach the midpoint of the week. All right. And then come back Thursday for Ethereum. It's going to be interesting to see the differences between these two. And then we'll talk about where you can buy, sell, exchange, store, and stake, all that stuff. David's going to help us out and go through all the different levels of security for wallets on Thursday. And then Thursday night, after we have this awesome plan for you for 2 hours, we're just going to jump onto coinmarketcap.com and Cointelegraph, look at news, look at updates. I'm thinking that, everything continues the way it does. This will be interesting to see what this whole week has. Again, remember, everything's pulled back right now. And then Friday, we'll finish out this with questions. You guys come in and spend a little time with us. We're going to talk a little bit about stable coins before the weekend hits, see if anyone's smart enough to get into some. And then you'll watch the Jeff and Derek and Chris and everybody else look through their portfolios a little bit and talk about their risk mitigation, risk management, situational awareness, and positions that they're going to take or get out of over the weekend. So that's our plan for the rest of the week.
Awesome. The reason why I brought that up is one of the biggest areas that when I've talked to people, their objections is I don't have the time. I don't have the time. That's doing futures, right? Talking to people about learning to trade futures. And typically I like to tell people 5 to 10 hours a week. If you want to get proficient at it, you need to find 5 to 10 hours a week. And that should roll over into your live trading as well, if that's what you want to do. Now, you may come to a point where you only trade 3 hours a week. Maybe your trades are longer term. In crypto, they tend to be longer term. They're not so scalpy-ish. Like when I trade futures, I feel like I'm scalping now versus crypto where I'm in it for a month or 3 weeks or whatever. Now take some money off the top, or I'm managing the trade a little differently.
Trying to get,
you know what I mean? So it almost feels like a scalp when I'm taking a trade during the day, because I'm trying to get to where I'm in trades for a longer period of time. But the foundation that we build in the day trading in quotes, right? But again, 5 to 10 hours a week, I think, is a reasonable amount for somebody to learn a skill, get proficient, hopefully proficient at it, and generate revenue too.
I would agree.
Dean's worked with a lot of new traders. Dean, what do you think? You got to get good at anything. You got to put time into it, right? I mean, you can't just like sit here and.
Well, you do, of course. I think everybody understands that there's a threshold. I haven't heard the 30 minutes per day, but that makes sense to me. You've got to have a certain amount of continuity where you're jumping into something kind of over and over again to develop some familiarity. But how you do that, is going to be different. Some people simply can't do it because of their work schedules. So they may do that whole binge over a weekend. So, okay, that may look a little different, but there, your threshold, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody.
It is
because of the way you learn. There's learning styles that enter in and all that. But I think that 5 to 10 is a pretty. Yeah, I think that 5 to 10 is a pretty reasonable amount, and it really shouldn't scare people too badly because it is a new thing.
Yeah,
you're taking on a new thing.
There'll come a time, hopefully down the road, where maybe you're not spending 5 to 10 hours a week total.
Oh, right, of course.
You might be spending less.
Yeah,
but you're trying to learn something that will hopefully develop a revenue stream. But two, it's new. I mean, it's brand spanking new, not just to you, but everybody.
Well, and I think that's why when we're talking to people about, I don't have the time, or my time is limited. I've got a lot of demand on me. And we talk about 5 to 10 hours as an average. It leads into, once you've got your foundation, there are people that only trade opening bell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they only trade opening bell 3 days a week. Okay, that's 3 hours a week. And because they've practiced and they understand what they're doing, they can trade successfully for that very brief amount of time. Some people do that same thing at other times of the day. Well, the only time they can get off work, is their lunch hour at 11 o'clock, and they take 11 o'clock trade. So,
but they spend a bunch of time to get to that point.
That's exactly the point. You don't start there. You may wind up
the more time you spend, the more time you spend up front, like what Chris has been doing.
Right.
Your learning curve obviously is going to be shorter.
Yes. Yeah.
And your experience level, your track record, blah, 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 all that's going to be shorter. So you have to be realistic with what you're trying to do. Somebody who's, I want to come trade crypto and be a millionaire.
Well, and if I've only got 1 hour a week, I'm going to say this is not going to be a good fit for you right now. That's not enough. You can't really.
Not to generate revenue, but you could do an hour a week and learn, just get a little info. I would not recommend like just going out there and trading crypto, spending an hour a week for 3 weeks. I wouldn't recommend that.
Well, so the other component there is if you really are interested in learning this, but your time is so limited, it's so restricted that you truly only have 1 hour to devote, then just expect it to take longer.
That's all. Expectations.
Okay. So instead of feeling like you're going to get this nailed in 2 years, maybe it's going to take you 5. You know what? In 5 years, you're going to be 5 years older than you are right now. And now maybe you've got a skill that will provide some freedom for you.
I know that Chris recorded this session. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So,
should I be talking?
Nah, we're fine. No, but
did I just blow it up?
No, not at all. What we're doing though is
light a match when you're done.
Yeah. Light a match, please. When we're, it's getting to where we can we want a library. We want to allow people to view it when they want. And if they have questions, they have someplace live to go to.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons where we came from, I like Dean, when you and I kind of took over that role right there, is we developed a whole library of sessions that hit on whatever topic people were looking for. I mean, for the most part. And that's just convenience.